This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of The Acolyte, Episode 7 Choice. And this episode, it really didn't do much. This honestly could have just been like a 5 to 10 minute add-on to Episode 3. Because basically this is just giving more context to what happened in Episode 3. And a good amount of this is just reused footage from that episode. It is 40 minutes, and if we take a look at the other episodes, this is the second longest one, or third longest one. But yeah, honestly, this is just a lot of reused footage, and that's really the only thing that makes this even longer. Because honestly, this is probably like maybe 10 to 15 minutes of new stuff with us just seeing context around a scene or a scene from a new perspective from episode 3. And yeah, honestly, was not impressed by this. I don't even get what the Jedi did that was wrong. It was Osha's overreaction May's overreaction that caused for the destruction to happen as far as we know. The Jedi had nothing to do with it. Sol accidentally kills one of the witches when he thinks she's about to attack him, which he is right about. And then the rest of them just die for some reason when they go to save their own lives by banishing the witch from Kalnaka's mind. So yeah, honestly, I really don't get why Torben killed himself, besides the fact that this is just really poorly written. It also doesn't make too much sense that the Jedi would be able to kill with the when they're not in the full physical form, but I guess it could make sense since they're still there and they're, I'm guessing, turning invisible. But that also doesn't make a full lot of sense. We've seen Mother Talzin do something like this, and I'm sort of fine with it, but it feels like they're using this to go and fully possess a body and put their body inside of that one. I don't know, it really doesn't make too much sense, but going through the rest of this, it really doesn't clear things up too much. Literally, the only thing we get to learn is they're partially lying to the Jedi Council just so that Osha is trained. So there's all wasn't for nothing. And we learn that, just to make things even more confusing, May and Osha are actually one person that was split into two people. This is just such a stupid concept. I don't know, it's not even surprising to me anymore. Just how bad this is, honestly. I really just didn't enjoy this. It barely gave any context, and it leaves a lot of confusion if you don't remember episode 3 super well. And honestly, there was parts in this where I had to remember what was happening in episode 3, which is extremely poor storytelling. They should have just combined episode 3 and this episode into one full episode and had all the reveals put together. Because honestly, it was completely unnecessary for these to be two episodes. It only works for shock value the first time, and if you watch this the second time, it just makes it a confusing mess where you have two episodes fully set as flashbacks covering the exact same events where technically if you want to figure out everything that's going on, you have to jump between two different episodes of the exact same show to be able to get a cohesive timeline of events that makes sense. That's honestly really, really bad. And it is just some of the worst storytelling possible. I mean, I would go and when I watch Revenge of the Sith, I jump between that and the Clone Wars finale, but those aren't technically intended for you to do that. It helps make the story a little more fun, but it doesn't enhance either story's super well. It makes you'll still know exactly what's going on. And yeah, you might want some reference to what's going on in Revenge of the Sith for some of Clone Wars, but that's supposed to be something a little more deep fan base, and is assuming you know what happens in Revenge of the Sith, but doesn't need you to be watching it. I like to watch Revenge of the Sith alongside of it because it's honestly a lot of fun and makes the experience just a lot better. But here, it's ridiculous that of a show that was created at the exact same time that they couldn't just give you all the information you needed for the storyline in one episode, and it requires you to have to jump between two different episodes to fully make sense of stuff just so they could have shock value. Honestly, this is just not good. They also have to have another flashback to explain how this explosion actually happened because clearly it wasn't that fire. It also makes no sense. I could go grab a piece of paper right now and set it on fire, and that's not going to be burning down my entire house. In fact, it's not going to be that out of control. What did. I don't even know what makes sense in this. 'Cause honestly, I don't really care about this stupid fire in space thing. We've seen fire and explosions in space all the time in Star Wars, but this just makes no sense to how a fire could go completely out of control, which is literally started as a piece of paper being set on fire inside of a place that is not a flammable compound. Yeah, if this was, let's just say, a giant wood house with a bunch of like oil inside of it, then yeah, that makes sense. But right now they're saying that this entire facility was nearly destroyed by someone setting a piece of paper on fire. That's honestly kind of insane. It is honestly also extremely stupid. But looking at the rest of this, I just don't know why they think we're stupid. They think that we can't tell that this is bad writing, or maybe they do and that's intentional. But yeah, honestly, I genuinely don't know why this has to be so terrible. I genuinely think this might be Disney trying to make the worst thing possible to make the sequels look good in comparison. But I just don't know. This is not good. It also doesn't make sense that, from at least what we're seeing, that the witches are going to be able to break through Kalnaka, who is, what I call this, a Jedi Master. His defense is it seems that he should have them up, and if Torben, who is a Padawan, is able to have those defenses up after his first encounter with it, everyone else should be smart enough to have their own defenses up. I don't know why they all die from one person using their powers and them seemingly just helping her. because it doesn't explain that. Barely anything is explained in this, and it doesn't seem like, if you just look at this logically, the Jedi did anything wrong. They saw that this is basically a cult and they were going to be putting these kids in danger, and it just did not seem like a safe environment. They literally had May talk about how they're going to sacrifice themselves for their for their witch coven, and yeah, honestly, it just sounds really bad. Honestly, I think that they're trying to justify the Jedi doing something wrong. It doesn't feel wrong, but they're trying to make it feel wrong. Trying to act like this is wrong, and it really wasn't. This is honestly, I mean, it's just confusingly stupid. I mean, you really just don't know what's going on. I feel like I might lose some brain cells if I try to figure out what actually happened and why this is the way it is. But I don't know. This is just it's just dumb. I don't really know what else to say. I'm really not looking forward to next week. But let me know what you think of this one in the comments. This is just honestly a waste of time. And when I saw it was a flashback episode, I was like, how could this be over 40 minutes long? And the past few episodes that had a bunch of stuff happen that were only like 30 minutes at the longest. And yeah, just because they're reusing footage. This is honestly just sad. So yeah, please let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.